Welcome to Planet Pluto Pseudo.
Bravo, bravo, whoop, whoop, tango, tango, tango. Hey, hey, what's happening, blacks? It's Black History Month. I've got all of my Black History. Look at my little bow tie, my tie someone made for me in honor of Black History Month. I even have my red, black, and green fingernail polish jumping off with my red, black, and green and bracelet jumping off. I'm just getting my Black history on. What's happening, good people? It's me, your homegirl, Ladosha Wright, aka Key Lolo. And then right over there, y'all know who it is. It's the one and only Cheryl Morrow, aka
What's up?
the Hair Oracle. What's happening, Booski? What's going down? Meet me in the chat. It's going down. What's happening? What's happening? What's happening?
Man, I miss y'all. I miss y'all.
Oh my gosh, a time we had in San Diego, California. Oh my God. When I tell you there are no words, I am so glad that we're going to take a few moments out to recap and discuss, what took place and what we did. If you want to see more, or you want to watch it in real time, we did go live. I think I want to say that's like a 2-hour live where we actually I didn't want to just keep replaying it because we're going to talk about it tonight, but you can go. I'm going to drop the link in the chat after the live so you guys can go and watch it, just in case you're like, oh, I didn't even know y'all even went live. We went live, and you know what, Cheryl? Believe it or not, we got a lot of views on that one. Now I know y'all like, you just trying to give YouTube like all of love, but I'm telling y'all, for real, YouTube is really showing this channel some serious love. And so we got close to 200 views. Now y'all got to keep in mind, we're not influencers, so we get like 2 people who watch us. Me and Cheryl be like, oh, we got 4 fucking views. We got 4 people to watch us. So when we see like a 100, we think we Oprah Winfrey. Ain't that right, Sally Jesse Raphael? What are red glasses at? You got some red Raphael. Need some red glasses so we can look like. You know what? On Monday, let's wear some red glasses. You know, it's Black History Month, but we're gonna celebrate Sally Jesse Raphael. Y'all might not know who Sally Jesse Raphael is, but she was before Oprah, Ricky Lake. She used to be her, Phil Donahue. You know what I'm saying? So anywho, we got some views on that, a little, almost 140, so people watch that. And we're going to talk about that tonight. And it's about what happens when hair professionals unite. And so that's right. Guys, the topic tonight is all about, what clients get wrong about Afro hair professionals. Because there's so much myths out here. And so Cheryl and I, we just kind of want to walk you guys through. What's up, Kay, baby? You remember Sally? Girl, what's up? I'm telling you, Sally Jesse Raphael was the bomb.com. So we're going to talk about, what people get wrong about us and why we wanted to do this. So we have a context to set it up. And we just, like Cheryl said, that, our podcast is really to have like a catalog for professionals to, well, I ain't never seen that. Well, you got to go over to the Afro Hair Science YouTube channel, and more than likely you're going to find it over there. So, our event is an example of what we talk about, what we want to see happen, in the beauty industry. And so, it was just a phenomenal It was just a
We had a
phenomenal
great
event.
time. But we had a great time.
Yeah, we had
That's
a
all I
really
can
good
say.
time. Yeah. But before we rock y'all into why we did what we did, we're gonna do what we're gonna do under the guys. I gotta find another word than guys, but I can't
Mm,
seem to under the auspices. See, I gotta come up
That's
with some.
right. That's right. That's right. That's
It's a
right.
new language, y'all. Come on, help me out with my vocabulary. Y'all know from the projects. I'm just talking about me. Don't get upset. I ain't saying people in the project have limited vocabulary. I'm just talking about me from the projects, okay? But under the auspices of the who, what, when, where, right? Why,
Okay.
and how people get things wrong about Afro hair professionals. Because Cheryl, you said something that was so profound at the Fete du Jour. It
Mhm.
almost literally stopped me in my tracks, and I had to like recalibrate. You know what I'm saying, Kay? Because that's how Cheryl do you. Cheryl would say something, you'd be like Scooby Doo, like woo, 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 woo. And we're going to get into that, but we
Mhm.
need to make a clear distinction of what a Afro hair professional is and exactly what clients, and the public, hairstylists too, because sometimes they don't know either. You know what I'm saying? So we want to kind of clear that up. As we break this conversation down tonight. So
Mhm.
again, I think we got about 189. Like after we get to 200, we ain't stopping. We gonna stop this counting, okay? But yeah, so tonight is all about what clients get wrong about Afro Hair Pros. Take a
Well, what
moment
did I
out to
say?
what did you? We ain't got there yet. Hold on, I'm trying to do a beat. Let me do my. Okay, she could at least let me pretend like I'm Sally. I don't have red glasses. I left them upstairs, but I do have the kind with the red. Let me switch out. Hold on. Let me get my Sally
There
Jesse
you go.
Raphael. You know what I'm saying? Okay. Let me get it on. And because we gotta let y'all know what she said that kind of it just split my wig like wide open. But let me just say this though. We already have some people that's already inboxing and asking, hey, how can we be a part of that? So I got 2 inboxes from TikTok, and they was like, wow, we saw what y'all did. So we're
Mhm.
gonna talk about that. But just a little bit of black. I gotta be petty just for one quick second before we get into the topic. Did y'all hear that number 45 ordered everybody to celebrate Black History Month after he pretty much banned all I'm sorry, y'all. I know y'all like, why would you? I just couldn't help it. What's wrong with him, y'all? When is when is
I don't
somebody
know.
going? I don't want to stay long on it. I just had to. What I like to do is
I don't know
I
what's
like
wrong
to
with it.
I just like to kind of go through some current events, just to, and man, oh man, I mean, oh my Lord, have mercy. Anywho, this is interesting. We got Rochelle Chappelle is about to join us for a few moments. Cheryl says she got much time, but we're gonna bring her in. Yeah, that orange man, he is something. I think he's salty because our documentary did better than Melania's, okay? Melania, however you say her name, okay? Melania, I don't want to be disrespectful, okay? In case you have not had an opportunity to see our documentary, booyah, there it is.
Ooh,
Let the
ooh.
truth be told about Afro hair, the narrative featuring Dr. Willie Morrow and Cheryl Morrow. This is a Ladosha Wright production. Okay,
Absolutely.
it's free. It's free right here on YouTube. And we had a packed house at our premiere. I'm
Pack.
just saying, I ain't gonna be petty and be trying to go find no pictures or nothing, but we had standing room only at our premiere. We sold out. I sold out about 2 days
Joe did.
before, Yeah, we did good. We did good. So, anywho, so that was a little petty Franklin. But it is Happy Black History Month. I've got all of my There's my tie. It says Queen. My girl in Baltimore, Tina, she did that. She also sent me a doll. Look at this doll. Her name is Sasha. So I'll just have Sasha welcome y'all. You know, and my girl got me. This is our other co-host right here, Sasha Fierce. Okay, so let's get ready to bring in Rochelle, and we're gonna talk a little bit about you know, the San Diego Fete Du Jour, and that. But let me backtrack that. It was the San Diego Spring Summer Hairstyle Fete Du Jour, in partnership with RevAir. And baby, let me tell you, it was the bomb.com. So let me bring in Miss Rochelle, because you know we gotta have us some people who was there, and we was like, oh, she
That's
walked up.
right.
There she is, guys. Hello, beauty queen. How are you?
Hello.
How
I
you
had a really good
been?
time with you.
Let me
Doing
tell y'all,
well.
she came in looking like Vanity
Fine.
6. I was like, damn, she fine as. She's like, did you
She
know?
dashed
I said,
all
girl,
in with her black lace and leather.
I'm glad I dressed.
Yes.
Oh man, you and she was ready to
Very
go.
Yes.
We're getting
Always.
some lag in your
And you're sick.
in your
You driving?
No, I'm in the car.
oh,
Oh,
okay. It's not letting you get some good signal. That's the word. I don't know what's wrong with me, y'all. My vocabulary. I couldn't even say signal. Yeah. So your signal is kind of weak. But we'll rock with you as best we can. And maybe it'll come through in a little bit. Oh, okay. So everybody, welcome again. We are 189 episodes in, and tonight it's all about what clients get wrong about Afro hair pros as we recap our event in San Diego, California. In case you guys like, well, what was it? What did y'all do? We did this right here. There it is.
that's right.
There
We
it
did
is.
it.
We did it. We had Theo in the house. We had Rochelle was in the house. We had Dr. Twyla. We had Christian, myself, and Cheryl, and so many other hairstylists and natural hair. It was just like totally awesome.
It was
So
awesome.
with that being said, Cheryl, if you could, let's give everybody a little backdrop
Yes.
about how we got to the point of coming together, and we're going to go through what people get wrong and all this other good stuff. So how do we get to come to San Diego, California, and bring with RevAir and Tote?
Well, you know, it all starts from me and you running our mouth on the phone late at night. You know what I mean? And we were originally centered around my birthday, but then you know you couldn't come and you had to work and you had some things to do. So we decided to do the next week. But we felt, and I felt that you know we need to start because we started in your backyard, right? You started with the
Right.
industry fete du jour, and I thought we had to start in our, you know, my backyard. And so we decided to just put it together. We didn't think about it. We put it together and we said San Diego and Southern California is going to show out. And so we did. And
Right.
that's why we
Right.
got Miss Chappelle. She came in just ready to rock and roll, ready to rock.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. So I think yeah, Rochelle, I want to kind of pivot the conversation. Let's get it started about, you know, what clients or what people, you know, what they get wrong about. Oops, did we just lose her? Okay, maybe she'll
I
come
think
back
we
in.
just, okay.
No.
But go ahead. But go ahead. Oh, okay.
I'm here.
We lost you. Yeah, we lost you on the camera. But go ahead, answer the question because we can hear her.
Okay, cool beans.
So
Yeah. So what?
Are you?
We can't see you. No.
Really?
No. Yeah, we lost you. Maybe you want to leave and come back in.
Okay, she's gonna go out and then try to come back in. Good suggestion.
Mm-hmm.
So again,
But go
we're
ahead.
gonna be talking. Yeah, what I want to do is just kind of set the tone
Yeah.
for what people get wrong about Afro hair professionals. Because after that, then I'm gonna tell you what you said that kind
Okay.
of blew me back. And I know once I tell y'all what she said that blew me back, then y'all gonna be like, oh, what? And I did not know that until you said that. You know how they say you don't know what you don't know, you know?
Mhm.
So can you still hear us, Miss Rochelle?
Yeah, try to go back out and come back in.
How about let me take her out? Then that way that'll force her to come back in. All right,
Yeah.
okay.
Well, go ahead.
Yes, we can. We definitely enjoyed it. And so, you know, our goal in bringing us together is really all about addressing the elephant in the room.
Yeah.
And the elephant in the room is the paradigm shift that has taken place in the beauty industry as a result of various societal changes, from economics to the education itself, to the natural hair movement, because the natural hair movement is taking a lot of, you know, punches, you know, and some of them are below the belt about how they kind of move the needle in the industry of cosmetology and barbering. But it's just, it's a little bit, it's more to it than that. But we have to address it nonetheless. And the best way to do it, it kind of, remember, I think Toni Morrison said this. If somebody wants to fact check me, please do. What's going on, Classic? And I believe she was quoted as saying, if you go to the library, right, and there's a book that you're looking for, and you don't see the book on the shelf, then write it, right?
Yeah.
And so for every complaint that we hear about what's missing in the industry, what we decided to do was to take Toni Morrison's, or whoever said that famous quote. If you don't see something, then you need to do something about it. And what we don't see is what we wanted to see. And that is hairstylists helping each other.
Yeah.
There's so much on social media to pay to boss up, right? Pay to level up. I'll go Google something so you guys can see, you know, what's happening. But that's not really working. You know what I'm saying? So Rochelle, can you hear me?
We can see you now. We can see you. Can you hear us? Can you hear us? Her signal is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's kind of weak.
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
But,
Okay.
but,
Well,
but go ahead.
I'm just gonna. Okay. Well, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna pull her out since she keeps freezing, and maybe if she gets to a stable place where she
Right.
can get a good
Yeah.
signal, then we'll bring her back in. What's going
Okay.
on, Selena, baby? How you doing? I love you
What's up,
waking
Selena?
up with you with your text messages on Sunday mornings. So I appreciate them. You're always giving me the word, no pun intended. This
Absolutely.
is my homegirl, one of the best customers a hairstylist could ever ask for. That's why when she comes back, she's gonna get 50% off. Okay. Hey, remind me, because you know I be forgetting. She be like, Dosha, you supposed to be getting. I'm like, I'm sorry, y'all. I'm sorry. I forgot. You know. Okay, all right. So let's
All
move
right.
on. Let's get into it. Okay. So let's start with this right here. When it comes to, you know, what people, you know, get wrong about those of us who work in the industry, it kind of starts off with this whole education that cosmetologists, barbers, and natural hairstylists, like, we don't like education. We don't want to pay for education. We just want to go on Google. You know, we don't want to invest in education. So that is definitely one of the things that people get wrong. So that's going to fall under what? So Cheryl, if you could kind of What's up, Sir Pooh? How you doing, baby? That's a legend right here.
brother.
All right,
Absolutely.
Boo. Go check him
Hey,
out on
hey, hey, hey.
Instagram. He will not disappoint you. The coldest, one of the coldest. So when it comes to what people are getting wrong, let's get them started about this whole education thing. And I'll put up I think where we might be missing our mark, and you can just correct me if I'm wrong, but go ahead and
Mhm.
take it away. And what is it
Okay.
about that they get wrong about licensed cosmetologists, barbers, and natural hairstylists, licensed or not, ain't down with education? That's one of the things they get wrong.
Hey, it's generational. Because you're talking about people who have spent over 20 grand on their education, and maybe that could be maybe from 20 years ago to about 25 years ago. But those who invest in a full cosmetology license, I think they understand the difference between training and preparing themselves for a license. And then they're aware that after that, the true education begins. And no one has spent more on higher education than I think cosmetologists have. And our higher learning is not cheap. Our courses and extra, wraparound courses and specialized courses like coloring, those things are very pricey. And so I don't know where we got and where we picked up, and it could be the lobby, the push for all of these breakout boutique licenses. Maybe that is probably in the last 15 years that we've gotten the reputation that we want a fast track. And so that kind of dovetailed into we're not really interested in education. But I do know that there is nothing more vibrant, especially when they come into, because let's just be honest, even trichology is not cheap. And that is not included in the license, even though I believe that it is included. They just don't expand it because, of course, trichologists and the trichology industry has lobbied to stay separate. But that's a whole nother subject. But I will say that those extra and maybe it's those boutique licensed people, right? Maybe it's those boutique people who want to deregulate, in the whole natural hair care wanting to deregulate themselves. Now, of course, because they understand education is connected to prestige, it's connected to authenticity, it's connected to higher price points, right? And so now that there's a resurgence of, of needing and wanting, and having to address the elephant in the room, as you would say.
Right. Okay. Yeah. So now that we've kind of cleared that up, that that is not true. That is one of the biggest things that they do get wrong about, and we're making a specificity to Afro hair. And that's gonna, before I get into why Cheryl blew my mind, I just gotta just do it just a little bit more. I should, like, what did I say? I'm gonna tell you in a minute. Don't worry, I'm gonna get you going. I pulled this image up. I just put level up your hair career, be unbossed. I think it's this type of messaging that is not on the posts of what hair professionals are looking for. I think you hear that word unbossed, be your own boss. Oh, what about this generational wealth? We hear so much of that. Legacy, the generational wealth, legacy, and unbossed, those have got to be like the top 3 catchphrases that lures aspiring cosmetologists, natural hairstylists, and barbers to get this education. And once they pay or they attend, it doesn't quite work out. So before I mention, what you said that blew me back about what people get wrong about Afro hair education, Can you please address the paradigm shift as to what professionals are really looking for when it comes to education, particularly when you watched me do the training
Yes, Houston.
in Houston. So you can
Mhm.
use that as an example, but yeah, take
Absolutely.
that away and then we'll keep it moving.
And it was always a theory for me until I saw the theorem and firsthand when I literally witnessed um, Ladosha teach a color class in Houston, and the way she approached it.
Can you set your
First,
theory up before you say how so they can know what theory you had?
my theory was literally that because you transition from a classroom in beauty school and then you transition to a floor, right? And so they are giving you, or they say they're giving you the theory book knowledge, right? You go from the classroom, from a desk, arm desk chair, right? And then you transfer your time to the actual floor where you get a station, right? And
Right.
then you get your tools and your book, your bag, and your kit and all of these things, right? And so you get a set of combs, you get a set of irons, you get a set of a blow dryer, blase, blase, and these rollers and clips and things of that nature. And so there, you cannot replace what I call muscle memory. And muscle memory builds character and it builds confidence. And you have to have confidence when you're doing a creative art like cutting, styling, and color and things of that nature. You have to have what we call a comfort level. And nothing replaces, you need the comfort level in the muscle, which means in your hands. Okay. You need the practical application mastery because that is what's you're going to have train your hands and then you're training your brain. And so we never get comfortable with the hands. And so that was always a theory to me. And that is one
Okay.
of the things that I believe that the full floor salon community does better than isolated kind of entrepreneurial, solitary kind of
Okay.
practicing of
So
hair.
let me interject and ask
Mhm.
how many people in the chat agree with Cheryl's theory? Her theory is that it's the hands-on training and shadowing and coaching in a full floor or open salon that helps cultivate and prepare a hair professional compared to one who's isolated. If you agree with her theory, you can say yes, I agree. If you disagree, then put I disagree. So let's get some interaction going here. So Cheryl, continue on with your
Right.
theory till you saw me in action. Keep going.
And so, and I always believed that, and I always just preached it out of my own mouth until I physically saw it. And these were colorists and professionals that she had in this class. So it was not that they were missing the lingo and they did not know what foils and combs and color and developer. It's not that they didn't know what these things were. They did know, and they were quite familiar with them. The issue, what brought it all together, was the rapport, the professional rapport that Ladosha gave them permission to stylize their technique. You don't have to follow something letter by letter as long as it feels good in your hands. And then when she physically showed them and allowed them to get in front of her, and she said, go ahead and do this, go ahead and do that. Okay, now fold that over. And they duplicated it over and over. They said, Eureka. But it was the comfort level of being able to be, even though they were professionals, to relearn and be reintroduced to someone who still respected them as a stylist, but she wanted to perfect and make them comfortable by approaching and redoing and trying to get a rhythm with the comb and the foil and the amount and what to do. And she gave them these professional hacks. And they said, oh, wow, yeah, I know. And it was just that community. It was just a professional standing by them saying, not judging them, just giving them a hack, just giving them a little more professionalism in how to do things and be comfortable. And it was a game changer. And and my theory was completely solidified because that's the it's almost like I can teach you how to drive, and you've been a passenger. Everyone's been a passenger, but it ain't like getting behind the wheel. It's just because when we brake, especially in a car you're used to driving, the muscle memory knows amount of pressure to put on the brake to not make the car jerk. I mean, it's just something in the muscle memory in the foot. And that is the same thing as shooting a basketball. I can tell you how to do it, but until you get that ball and you have this rhythm and you just feel so confident, because styling is a confidence game.
Gotcha. And so when we look at these types of advertisements that's going after that stylist, that barber, that natural hairstylist who is truly like struggling, they, like Cheryl said, they've already paid for an education. They've invested in a loft.
Yeah.
So they've invested in a hair salon, and they don't have customers. And they're going to all of these things that are saying, go become the boss that you want to make your hair, you get a program that makes your hairline grow back. Women are conscious, unbossing at work. Here's what that means for you. Build your legacy. These do sound very attractive, and they do attract a lot of people. But I agree, and the chat agrees with you wholeheartedly. Latoya, oh my gosh, no words to thank you. She is a licensed cosmetologist who attended the event in San Diego, and she said absolutely. And so I agree that there's something to be said about helping people in real time. And that's what the spring summer hairstyle Fete Du Jour, which is French for day party, was all about, and partnering with the company who was going to help us, support those licensed professionals with quality products, newer technology, so that we can, we won't miss the mark. Nothing wrong with these types of learning models. I'm not saying don't go and learn about building your own legacy or being unbossed, but there is something to be said to get that hands-on training, and like you said, give up those hacks. So what I'm going to do is let's see if we can get Rochelle to give some comments. If she can't, oh, we lost her again. Okay, so I don't think that's gonna work for her.
No problem.
Cheryl. So
Yeah,
what
let's
I'm
just move
going
on.
to do, I'm just going to keep moving on. Sorry, guys. She's just not able to get some good connection. So Cheryl, let me, so as I move on to the next point, all right, let me tell you guys, thank you so much, Classic. We got some great comments in the chat. This was something that you said, and this is going to take us into the win. Okay. This is going to take us to the win. When clients get things wrong about Afro hair pros, okay? You were talking about Afro hair, and you said, you see, and I'm kind of paraphrasing, okay? You see, Afro hair science is not natural hair. And I'm like, damn, Cheryl's such a fucking radical. Like, what is she about to say? Because y'all know me. Sure know I'm a chicken. I know I talk tough. So I'm like, oh my God, what is she gonna say? And now listen to what I'm saying. I'm gonna say it again. She said, you see, Afro hair and natural hair are two different things. That's what people are getting confused. I repeat, natural hair and Afro hair are two different things. And I wasn't the only person who did the pin drop. You can hear a mouse piss on cotton because the whole room went like, ain't Afro hair natural? And Cheryl, even though nobody said it out loud, she knew that that's what we were thinking. So this is when clients and hairstylists, including myself, that's why we need to have these classes, this type of an exchange, because I would have said that and I have used them interchangeably. But Cheryl, you said this is when, and I'm just going to put that on top. This is when clients and hairstylists get things wrong about Afro hair. So can you please inform everybody in the chat what the French toast and bologna sandwich was you talking about when you said Afro hair is not natural hair?
I meant that Afro hair is the only true hair texture science. How it interacts with water, how it interacts with chemical, how it interacts with air, how it grows, how the anatomy, the microscopy, shape, its coil, everything that encompasses it in geometry. It also encompasses the culture, but it also encompasses for us to be mathematical, medical sound, all of the other subsequent arts. Natural hair is a movement trying to put culture in front to offset the racist paradigms and situations they find themselves in. That's natural hair. But, and also, natural hair could pertain to other subsequent textures that are very far on the spectrum of Afro hair science. So Afro hair science is genetic. Afro hair science is dealing with all of the other subsequent biology, chemistry, medicine, systemic issues, autoimmune diseases, everything encompassing it and allowing Afro hair to teach you the principles of what it needs to thrive. But natural hair is a whole complete movement of falsehoods, culture, words to say, being politically correct, not being politically correct. Hey, booby, my little sweetheart, my little niecey says hello.
Oh.
Do you know, and all of those, and that's what I meant, because Afro hair science is actually it's the difference of let's say people would say CRT, critical race theory, right? Critical race theory is for PhDs. Afro hair science is for cosmetologists, or anyone who wants to raise the level of their game in terms of really deep knowledge. Natural hair is akin to product application, twist outs, and protective hairstyles. That is a movement, and that's what I meant by that.
Wow. Now, what I would like to do is to help give you guys a little bit more insight. Nothing helps bring this in a little bit more to understand it is then when we let you get a visual on exactly what she means when she says that natural hair styling, natural hair education. It's really about, the products, the manipulation, things of that nature. And I just Googled natural hair education in February 2026. And there you can see a lot of, styling, hair care products. Okay.
It is not the intelligence, the intellectual, artistic, and scientific framework of how things become, how things are, and natural hair care does not allow the other disciplines such as chemistry and biology into the conversation, or even physics, or it only allows the personal identity of the cultural identity, the cultural statement.
And it has a lot of personal ideals.
Yeah,
Some we can think
philosophy,
of,
right?
like
Yeah.
hair typing, the
Mhm.
floating the water in the hair,
Mhm.
moisturizers, borrowing terminology
Mhm.
from, the professional world and trying to make it fit into that, what's that, square peg into a hole, you know what I'm saying? So you
And to
do
fit
see,
into the idioms of the today flavors of the month. And if this word is the flavor of the month, so we use that word. And it's
yeah.
always akin and germane to product. So it's product centric, and
Mm.
the science, and you can't fake Afro hair science. Either you know it or you don't. There's not going to be a new word in Afro hair science. Afro hair science is for us to be able to differentiate textures, is the level of moisturization in Afro hair science. But texture in natural hair is just akin to water. It's just what they can feel. And so
Mm.
they're not the same thing, is what I really meant. Yeah.
Okay. All right.
Okay.
Okay. All right. Okay. So let's keep it moving. If you guys have any questions, feel free to drop them in the chat. Again, we're 189 episodes in, and it's all about what clients are getting wrong about Afro hair professionals. And I'm going to say this is probably the first time, because for me, I'm just speaking about me personally. I'm kind of along the lines of what Latoya is commenting on in the chat.
Hmm.
Um, and that is, we were all in this group setting, and we needed these refreshers. As a stylist, she's been in both situations. When you're around other professionals with the proper knowledge and the techniques, everything just feels great.
Yeah.
And so for
Absolutely.
me,
I would agree.
the takeaway for me was, I was not aware that there was a difference between Afro hair science and natural hair. And this is why we need to come together. So that is something that people do get wrong about Afro hair professionals. And today you just found out exactly what the difference is. So now let's go into the where people get wrong about Afro hair pros. And
Hmm.
I'm gonna use this one as it relates to, we were located in a hair salon instead of
Hmm.
going to an event center, or like the Bronner Brothers, or
Yeah.
a hotel room.
Yeah.
So let's talk about where this education and where our acumen comes from on the salon floor, and why you thought that hosting these things in a hair salon has an
Mhm.
advantage compared to a hotel or an event center and things of that nature.
The first thing that everybody said, right, was they noticed the smell, and it was a pleasant smell. But nonetheless, they zeroed in on the smell, and they were like, "Oh my God, it is so good to be in a salon." Especially with a room full of people. That's when you knew, and I think that me and you caught it. That's when we knew that it was the feel of all of us being in and it was a nice size, right? But it was still a lot of hands on, a lot of hands moving, a lot of sound, blow dryers going, and it's almost like being there when you like 10 years old. And I think it's the institution. It's the institution. Beauty, hair salons are institutions for women. Barbers are institutions and supper clubs and, country clubs for men, right? It's
Mm-hmm.
where we can let it all out. We're not fronting. We're learning. We're learning from each other. We're pulling it's the energy of all of the knowledge and know-how synergizing in the room together. And so,
Mm-hmm.
and plus it was Theo's home, you know what I mean? And so it's someplace we culturally feel welcome. And I
Right.
just think that
Okay.
was right. And it was just the feel of it all, right?
Okay. All right. Are you able to hear us, Miss Rochelle?
I can hear. I'm
Okay.
good now.
What are your thoughts about where we held this educational, you know, class at inside of a hair salon compared to, like I said, your usual, hotels? Because people would think, no, hairstylists don't want to go into other people's salon because you might be trying to take their staff, what I'm saying?
Mhm.
So what's your thoughts about hosting these types of events in hair salons?
I felt like a kid in a candy store, as Cheryl had referenced. It was electricity. I could feel the energy of the other hairstylists. We were doing, I would say, new edge product and technology. So that's electrifying by itself. Um,
Yeah, it was.
I don't know. It's just what we do. It was
Mm-hmm.
a collective day of artistry and technology.
Mm, I like that. And it's funny. Everybody's gonna, as you read the comments of the people who attended in the chat, you can see we all got something different out of it. And I think salons are the perfect place for us to be educated. I mean, y'all can say, y'all know I'm a Scorpio, right? And I'm cheap than a motherfucker. You know what I'm saying? I mean, but why should we be giving all that money to the hotels? I mean, just come on over to my salon and let's
Right.
all do like Rochelle said. Look at all that energy, and we got to see each other. As Classic put in the chat. Like, people never got a chance to see Cheryl and I in action together. We do things differently, and they don't think we can come there sexy. I mean, Rochelle, you was fine and and that,
And
um,
she came
but
through there
nonetheless,
tight.
but she was
like
doing
like
some
like like
hair.
old school, like old school.
Yeah, but she was working. So I think the where is also. So let's move into the why. Why people get things wrong about us working together as professionals, as Afro hair pros. And Rochelle, let me let you give us your opinion about why people get this wrong, that we don't work together, or maybe you go the other way, that we do. But why do people get this thing wrong that barbers, cosmetologists, natural hairstylists, like, we can't work together? What's your opinion on that, and then the resolve if you want to.
So I'm gonna give you my background. I was raised in the salon industry, so my family owned hair salons, and I would say competitive nature is just in humans, but as a collective group of people, we it's always going to be a better result. I just think humans are intimidated by other humans, other talents, and if someone could focus on
Oh
Oops.
man,
Man, she was on a roll.
she was on
Uh,
a roll.
she was finna get it.
She was finished.
Okay, hello, are you
There you
Yeah,
there?
go. Yeah, we're
yeah.
here.
We
Go
can't
ahead.
see you, but
Okay,
go
I don't
ahead.
know what's going on.
It don't make a difference.
So
She
I
was
was
on a
just
roll.
saying, so talent, I think people are intimidated by other people's talent, but you really need to focus on what your talents are. um just because a person can color and the next person next to you can color don't mean that you are better than that person. It's just that an artist is an artist, and if people in this industry can put the egos and all the negative and collaborate with each other, there's enough money for everyone. This is not a doggy dog. It's so many heads to touch. So there's enough money for everybody. But
Whoop
I
whoop.
just feel like us as a collective group of eclectic people in our industry, like I said, a head is a canvas, and sometimes it takes a team to get that canvas together. But I really feel like we can do it if people would put their egos to the side.
Well, we definitely demonstrated that that place was no I think people dropped the egos at the door. And the door was literally open, and people were physically walking in. Even when we got to the end, like a car of young barbers like pulled up like, yo, we saw it on social media, and that it was over with. But still, they came. They was like looking like, wow, what we miss, you know. And so I just, I agree with you. Let's move over to who. Who, who are the people that the public gets wrong about Afro Hair Pros? Here is we partner with RevAir. So here is this company that is not legacy, you know. They're definitely not Afro American or African American, but yet, to Rochelle's point, they had the technology, they had the deliverables. You had complimentary things to give away. The right hair care products had complimentary things to give away, and Rev Air had complimentary things to give away. Um, Rochelle, if you could speak to why is it important for Afro hair professionals to work with companies who want to understand the exact hair care needs of Afro hair, and then Cheryl, I want you to answer that as well.
I'm gonna let Cheryl go first.
Okay, Cheryl, go ahead.
I think it's important because it reinforces the camaraderie, because and I know, you know, once bitten, twice shy of, and we know our past, but we are in the present moment, and uh, we have to trust, and it's important. And now we can be kind of mindful of who we partner with now. I think
Hmm.
because the industry is at that point where we can be selective. And I think companies that are not really legacy connected, they're approaching it freshly, and they are excited about their product. And we now are excited about not just our culture and history and the legacy that foundational Black hair care is about, but we are interested in the future, not just the present, but tomorrow and tomorrow's. And I think that is, we have to give it a go. We've got to build it. And I think we now have the past to learn, and to learn from our mistakes, and plus, let's be honest, technology companies have a freshness and excitement and an enthusiasm than product based companies like soft
Yeah,
goods
but
and
that's
shampoos
yeah,
and
but
stuff like
that's
that.
the But that's
Hmm.
what people get wrong, is that
Yeah.
we don't have the technology. And Rochelle did such a good build in helping what clients get wrong
Hmm.
about us, is that we're not working with companies who have the technology.
Hmm.
I know we had hair color technology that the
Yeah.
color line with the scruples, and we were able to share with everybody, here's a color line with technology that allows you to get up to 7, maybe even 8 levels of lift depending on your starting point,
Hmm.
existing level, within 15 minutes, and then it shuts down. And we showed that in real time, like the hair did not go past. And we're going to show you a little clip. And Latoya was my model, and everybody was so trusting. So when we talk about who, is it that you guys or the public gets wrong about why we work with companies like RevAir? And there are so many. I'll have Rochelle come back through and give her opinion about why it's important for us to work with companies who, partner with hair professionals. So, Rochelle, are you still with us?
Are you not able to see me?
No, we
No.
can't see.
Really? Okay, I
Yeah.
see myself here on the stream. But
Okay.
But we can hear you. Go ahead.
but okay. So for me, I feel like technology has improved. We've had too many dysfunctional tools that I think people have given up on. Considering the old school, I call it the dinosaur direction with the old school hot tools. But we must advance in our industry because our hair types are changing and they are requiring better science, and we have data, and we have been in the labs, and we have seen within the last 10 years that a lot of this stuff on this market is not working. If I get one more person told me they didn't bought the Tracy Ellis collection and it's sitting on top of her hair, because really and truly their hair is not in a state to even receive these watered down base products. And
Wow.
all it really is based on the outside and that person's name. I'm just going to keep it
Mm.
real.
Okay.
Um, yes, an oil might work. Of course, an oil will work. However, our industry has tested on a professional level. I tell people there's different grades. You got industry grade and you have commercial grade.
Okay.
Typically, always industrial things were always going to be more effective, more, you're going to see results. I feel like more commercial products are really based on that bottle and
Mm-hmm.
the person that's pumping it out. So
All right.
we have improved on technology and we must use it, and even it might be a little costly, but in the long run you are going to get a better performance and results.
All right. You get a round of applause for that. Everybody in the chat having your response to we partner with and why. Cheryl, there's a question in the chat from Kay. She asked, why aren't hair professionals correcting the clients when they come in with the natural hair jargon? So, can you share with her how we ever so gingerly help them, replace the misinformation with the correct
Yeah.
information? Good question.
Yeah.
Thank you so much, Kay.
Absolutely a great question. I don't know about if we're not all doing it, but I will agree that most are trying to approach it in a way that we don't sound reprimanding, we don't sound judgmental, and we don't sound anti-natural hair. Okay, and we don't want to also come off like we told you so. We told you it was wrong. We don't really want to do that. We want to make them feel comfortable with saying all of the vernacular and all the jargon and all the colloquialisms that do pertain to this particular movement, and they've come up with their own glossary of terms. So we understand how those things are now getting in the way. But I will say, um, I will probably say 50-50. I think the ones who do try to approach it and correct it. But I will say some of those natural hair care people are also stylists. So they are perpetuating. And I think they want to sound smart, and they want to, because what you guys have to remember with selling this generation, be your own boss, be your own entrepreneur. There's a back message that also say that you don't need to be taught. And so with the combination of that, they are they probably are uncomfortable with correcting the very thing that they used to say.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And so they probably
And
don't know what to say. So it's 50-50 in my perception. Go ahead.
yeah, and I would also like to say that salons, barbershop, and shops and natural hairstylists, they are safe spaces for the public.
Hmm.
So I agree with Cheryl. Rochelle, you can kind of chime in if you want to. Um, that you got to have a safe space where you can just just be unabashed and just say what you think, how you feel, and then like she said, our job is to find the tact and the open mindedness to hear them, to be able to help them. And that takes a very special, unique kind of a talent. And this is why us coming together and talk about these issues in front of clients and with each other so that we can self-correct. Like for me, I learned that Afro hair and natural hair are two different things. We're always students. I know you're like, gosh, you under Cheryl all day, every day, y'all talking on the phone and you didn't get that. No, I didn't. But Cheryl makes it so that we feel comfortable. And you could talk about that, sure, of not knowing. But before you talk about the professionalism of admitting that you don't know, Rochelle, what's your take on this conversation about
Correcting your,
correcting the language?
you're on mute. Oh, okay, good.
Um,
You're good. You're
can
good.
you hear me?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I know that for me personally, I have retaught myself to use better language and also to dealing with different personalities. You have to learn how to shift with certain types of people. And also to dismissing someone if that person is not comfortable in that space. It's okay to tell a client, I don't think me and you are in a match, or but there's certain ways to change the narrative of how you want to exit out of certain clients and information. um, I've been noticing lately with my clientele, they are like really loosening up. I think people have so much on their mind, and when you start touching them, they get that relaxed feeling. And I mean, I've had clients starting to curse. I've never even thought they would use curse words, but they've become so relaxed in my environment now, where um, I want to talk about your hair. I know you want to tell me about the dog and your grandchild, but I feel like when you're in a personal space, especially like mine's, where it's closed doors, that is a personal, and I respect that. I respect that a person can, let detailed information out. And there's been times where I might have needed help on a professional level. I am not ashamed to go knock on my neighbor's door and say, hey, what do you think about this color right here? I got this lady, she ain't have a color in like 7 months. How do you feel like you're going to approach this? Now, I may not take all her information, but I know she knows something that I don't know.
Right.
Um, and I will inform my client, hey, I want to get a second opinion on with a professional. I'll be right back. I'm not asking for her approval, but I just want her to know I'm bringing another professional into our entity, where
Gotcha.
they'll feel safe with me. um you know and here is some more information that I'm going to pour into you today.
All right. All right. That
That's very good answer.
Rochelle, she bringing it
He
back in the
killed that
blackity
one.
black style. All right. Before we get to the last one, which is um how let's take a moment out. It is Black History Month. And I do want to take a moment out for us to. Cheryl first brought this to my attention too. There's a theme for Black History Month for 2026, and it's spirituality. And so Cheryl talked about the late great barber, Mr. The Venerable Pierre Toussaint. And so let's give him his hand claps and flowers and hugs and loves for all that he has brought and made it possible for us to be able to style hair professionally in the industry. And after we give this clap, we salute the venerable. And I think he would definitely approve of our methodologies of making sure, that our fellow professionals get the information that they need. So we're going to, keep in sync with what's happening in Black History Month, and we'll go a little bit more into him on Monday. But Cheryl, if you could just kind of close that out, us about on the topic of who we work with and why that's something that people get wrong. And I love the way Rochelle pointed out, not knocking over the counter, but there is something to be said when you don't know something, and why when you partner with companies, they can help. So if you can kind of mush that two together, because we don't have to know everything, and we do need the right people to help us.
Absolutely. There is a strong sense of ego, because there's such, you are in charge of this person's hair. You're in charge of your chair. You're in charge of this person. And I think that we get it misconstrued. But I did like the analogy that Rochelle made about the first and second opinion. And doctors do it all the time. And they are, have many years. And even when you have specialists, anesthesiologists, endocrinologists, heart surgeons, and you're getting ready to have a surgery and you want to get a second opinion, they don't get offended. They want, because it's checks and balances. And maybe when another attending physician looks at the x-rays and they say, you know what, did you see this part? And they'll go, oh man, oh wow, I didn't catch that. It's all about me having your back to make sure that you service to the best of your ability, because it's all about the client. And like you said, Ladosha, we are client advocates. And I think that is also our responsibility, to partner with the right companies that can make us flourish as a collective. And I think hairstylists, and I think you and I have the advantage to think beyond our chair and to think broader. Not a lot have the time to do that. And we understand that. And so that's why we have put our best foot forward to go and probably do put a lot on our shoulders, make sure that we, inform the politicians, to go to certain committees and testify. And then for us to go do that. And then for us to have broker certain relationships with companies, because we have the time to do that. But it's for the industry's benefit and for the collective's benefit, as well as our personal benefit. And I think that is what, it's all about.
Yeah. And I think that's what, clients or the public at large. And like Rochelle pointed out, maybe even some other professionals get wrong about Afro hair professionals. It's that number one, we have to know everything, which we don't. And number two, we have to get the answer. And it's imperative, third and foremost, that we partner with companies like RevAir, Morrow collection, and the right hair care products, because what Cheryl's product line don't have, mine's have, what mine's don't have, RevAir has, but we all have that technology in various capacities. Cheryl has the oil, the Afro hair science technology. My hair care products have minerals by way of earth minerals, and then you have RevAir that has a combination of them both. And so that is our job, is to be able to meet the myriad of needs. Go ahead, Rochelle.
No, I was saying our next class, we're going to test Heridote. So I have the bones to the hair structure with my treatment. That is a component to what you have, Cheryl, and what the RevAir is going to perform for the natural hair care community. We have so much stuff coming in 2026. Amazing demonstrations, amazing results, amazing technology and science. It's really science. And we have data that have proven what all of our products and services collectively can do for them going
All
forward.
right.
All
All right.
ages,
All right. We
all
have Week A
genders.
in yes, we have Week A in the chat saying now is a good time. Cheryl's going to show you guys what you need to do to help change the narrative about what clients get wrong about Afro Hair Pro. Show them, Cheryl. Ta-da. So big ups to the chat. It's definitely on fire. Excuse me, we appreciate all of the thumbs up. So our last point is going to be how can we get it right? Us Afro Hair Pros and how can we take it to the next level? What I'm going to do is show a little snippet I did on the reel for you guys to see about what took place. And then sure you're going to take it away with how can we do this again? Okay, here we go. What's happening, good people? It's me, your homegirl, Key Lolo. Just gonna recap a little bit of what took place in sunny San Diego, California at Signature's Hair Studio. That's right, we did our thing with the spring summer style Fete Du Jour in partnership with RevAir. When I tell you myself, Cheryl Morrow, the hair oracle, Theo, and Christian, the natural hairstylist, was way too excited to collaborate and work with all of the wonderful natural hairstylists and licensed cosmetologists in the greater San Diego community. I'm telling you guys, it was something you would not have wanted to miss. I'm talking about we captured the gaps and the mishaps in our industry as it relates to hair coloring, natural hairstyling, and technology. Together, we decided, you know what? We gonna solve our own problems. So get ready, y'all, because we coming to a city near you. That's right, a hair salon, a barbershop, a natural hair spa, you name it, we'll be there. Get ready, it's going down. Well, Coos, what would you say about that trip? Epic.
Coming back, y'all.
We're coming back, San Diego. You guys are amazing. Extremely. We'll be back. Thank you, RevAir. Thank you, Cheryl Morrow. Thank you, Dr. Willie Morrow. And happy Black History Month. What a wonderful way to kick it off.
You know,
All right.
that was cute.
So there you go. Y'all saw Rochelle back there looking so fine. And we had such a wonderful time. So now as we wrap this podcast up, the next question is going to be, now, how y'all going to do this again? And what are your thoughts about us taking this into more hair salons? Rochelle, you go first, and then Cheryl, I'll let you close it out. Should we go to other barbershops and hair salons and natural hairstyling spas or businesses to help with this Afro hair science, if you will?
Yes, if they want to stay in business, they need to start educating their professionals. If you do not bring science and product and knowledge to your hairstylists, why are they even there? If you do not elevate to what is needed in the industry, you are going to be closing your doors down. Because why would a stylist want to stay around if you're not feeding them?
Something that doesn't get talked about. And again, we're not knocking all of those options to be unbossed, unbothered, and legacy, but she just gave you guys a little nugget. I ain't gotta repeat it, but
She
Cheryl,
did. She said, well,
what's your tip to us?
let me close it out. Right. Let me close it out. So we're going to have to put the calendar together for the weekend of May 30th, 31st. Okay. Right. So, we're looking to bring the American Curl movie premiere to the oldest running Black cultural fest in the United States. So we're looking to shoot for Kumbha Fest weekend. So y'all put that on your calendars. We're going to do a movie premiere. And I think that's when we need to do another Fete Du Jour that weekend, a Kumbha.
Well, we got to find another spot.
My brother, Dahan Blevins.
All right, we just got to find another spot that we can come to and let RevAir know. Yeah, but I agree, guys. I agree with our lovely guest, Rochelle. Thank you so very much.
You hit that. Yeah.
Rochelle, you rocked it out for us. We appreciate your input. Any closing thoughts before we close this out about your experience? And thank you, everybody in the chat who's commenting on their experience.
I am still dreaming of the waterless shampoo. That was fire.
Oh, thank you, sis. We're gonna bring this. Yeah. It's technology. That's what it is. And I think RevAir. I just love their energy and just the inspiration of being just full of joy. Cam, Mika, y'all are the
absolutely
just beautiful personalities, pleasant to work with, and Pete Lolo's always gonna keep it funky fresh.
All right,
I think her little supporting actress. She gets the Oscar supporting actress. She really do. Yeah, we had a great time.
Yes. I want to conclude on Latoya's comment. We have to pour into our stylists, natural hairstylists and barbers so that they can flourish. That's just the bottom line. There's no other way to do it. Excuse me, in case you're wondering, the event was absolutely free. That's not to say nothing about people who charge, but it was free. So what did you get for free? You got free samples of hair care products. You got an opportunity. Latoya walked away with a brand new RevAir, no questions asked. So we gave away some wonderful, wonderful products. We had knowledge and we exchanged love with each other. So with that being said, perhaps when we come back to California, we'll have another location, but we appreciate every last one of you. I will drop the link in the chat where you guys can watch us live and direct during the spring summer Hairstyle Fete Du Jour in San Diego, California. It was located at Signature's Hair Studio. So big ups to Theo and the owner of the hair studio. And we thank everybody. And by the way, we left the place very clean. No color was on the floor. We did a really good job. I wanted to show the video, but I didn't have any sound on it. So anywho, thank you so much, Rochelle. We appreciate you. We'll be back here on Monday. And we're kicking off again our Black History Month. And it's all about, honoring Black History Month and celebrating Afro hair. And we're going to talk about on Monday where influencers and journalists are wrong about Afro hair. We got to talk about how they are sometimes part of the problem. Okay. So we'll talk about that. And thank you so very much, Cheryl. I love you with all of my heart. I wrote a little mini love letter. So thank you guys so much. Don't forget, hit that thumbs button on your way out the door. Latoya, I can't wait to see you again. Weekend, you're the bomb.com. Selena, remind me about the 50% off because I'll be charging you whole price. Everybody else, we love you guys. Have a wonderful night. You know what we say when we're signing out, right? Excuse me. Good, better, best. Never let it rest until your good is better and your better is best. Good night, guys. We love you very much. See you guys Monday.
Don't worry, continue your program. Oh boy, it's
Welcome to Planet Pluto Pseudo.
Oh, yeah.